Yes, you came in right time, on time. We'll be starting soon. First, we'll do an introduction quickly, followed by you will be giving your introduction for 3 minutes, including how you want to run. So here is me. My name is Mahfoudin. I am the national president of SAAL. You were in the city council previously 8 years, and then
12 years.
Oh, you were there 12 years. Yes, I remember, because Bloomberg gave you 4 years. Okay, you were 12 years, and Rory 8 years. And all these 20 years, I was the president of Local 1407 and treasurer of District Council 37. So I have met you, see you, face you many times, though it is difficult to remember everyone one-on-one. But today we are going to remember each other. So with that note, I gave you my name. Reggie, go ahead.
Reginald Rajakuna, Stand-on Secretary of ASAAL.
Kareem.
Mohammed Chowdhury, National Secretary of ASAAL.
Nurul Haq Bhai.
Nurul Haq, Executive Vice President, ASAAL, and a good friend of Mr. James Gennaro.
Oh, you should be out of here. Okay, I got it. You cannot vote. You cannot vote. Shamim
Well,
Taher.
I cannot deny my friendship.
No, he's still okay. We are not denying you the membership. We are denying you after this, you will not be able to vote for it. Sharmin Taher.
Yes, Sharmin Taher, member of ASAAL Queens chapter.
And Shahana, please.
Shahana Begum, National Women Chair of ASAAL.
Dr. Mujibur Rahman.
Yes, Dr. Mujibur Rahman Mazumdar. I'm the president of Brooklyn chapter ASAAL.
MD Alauddin.
This is MD Alauddin. I'm from the Bronx chapter and ASAAL correspondent secretary. Thank you.
Farooq Hussain.
Thank you.
Farooq Hussain, ASAAL New Jersey chapter.
Okay. Farooq Hussain, and then who else is there? Hold on.
Tamid Bekiren.
I know. I got stuck here. Okay. Yeah, Tamid Bhai.
Good evening. It's President ASAAL Bronx chapter. Thank you.
Harjit.
Harjit Minhas, Queens chapter secretary.
MD Islam.
MD Munir Islam, Queens chapter president.
Sultana.
Sultana Khanum, political action director, Queens chapter.
Rosa.
My name is Afroza. I'm the vice president in Queens chapter.
Shadat Sharafat Hussain. MD Sharafat Hussain.
Hello, this is Sharafat Hussain, Vice Chair, ASAAL National Committee. Thank you.
Akbar Bhai. Akbar Hussain.
Yes, this is Akbar Hussain, Executive Director, New Jersey chapter.
Adan Islam. Adan, you are there? Unmute. Okay, Adan is not there. Now, Secretary Kareem, did you send question to Tamid Bhai and Akbar Hussain?
No, they did not get the question.
Yeah, send them and text me what number you sent to them. So with that note, Jim Gennaro, you are ready for your 3 minutes introduction.
Oh, well, I want to thank everyone for having me today. This is a long day for you all as you go through your process. I appreciate being considered by this very esteemed group. I think I come before you today, but I was probably, I don't know for sure, but I may be among, I may be perhaps the only council member, I may be the only candidate who comes before you who has actually carried a union card. I'm not certain of that, but that may very well be the case. When I started in city government, I was a member of CWA 1180. Later on, when I was teaching at Queens College, I was a member of PSC CUNY, which is one of the unions that is part of the parent union is the New York State United Teachers. And so when I first ran as an insurgent, and I wasn't backed by the Queens machine, even though I was nobody, a lot of unions came to my side and really helped me, and I have never forgotten that. And during my 12 years on the council, I think, I hope, am I coming through okay on the Zoom?
Yeah, it has a little bit holding. I don't know why it is echoing.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I hope we heard. I have a really good internet connection here, and I'm sorry about that. Like I said, when I started the council, I think my record with the union movement speaks to itself, or speaks for itself, and I'll take care of the next segment during questions. But I really worked very hard with the South Asian community, particularly the Bangladeshi community. In particular, to do everything I could to move the Bangladeshi community into the mainstream, and celebrated Bangladeshi Independence Day every year. Appointed the first Bangladeshi woman to the local community board. When there was a movement to expand the Jamaica Muslim Center, I was front and center on making sure that that happened, making sure that there was protection for the mosque after the 9/11 catastrophe. There were no real votes in it back then for me. I did it for a love of the community. And I have some unfinished
Council member, your sound breaks up.
Leadership that understands how the council
member,
works.
listen to me, please. Your sounds breaks up. I think you can try one thing. Come back. I think you should go out and come back again. I think that will help. Do it quick so that we'll wait for you and your time.
Right now, come right back.
Yeah, we'll restart your time. No problem. Kurumba, did you send them to?
Yeah, I'm sending to you.
I got 18, 19, and 20.
18, 19, 20. And
publicly believe this.
Akbar Hussain.
I have number 3 and 4, Baba.
Number 3 and 4.
Yes.
ওটা আছে আগেরটা যেটা আছে শুধু আকবরকে পাঠাইছি আমি আকবরকে আর সাইদ তামিদ ভাইকে আকবর হোসেন আর সাইদ তামিদ ভাই 17 18 19 I think. No, 18 19 20.
Okay, I'm back. Hopefully
it sounds a little bit better. Let us see. We want to continue. Okay, so let us start the question part, because you can repeat those whatever you have left to say during the process.
Sure.
So I think the main thing that everybody is asking the same thing. I know you are an expert. You have been there, done that. So the first thing will be, if you are elected, what will be your top 3 legislative priorities, knowing the district now?
My top 3 priorities will be, first of all, the budget process. We're coming out of, we're going to be facing a very terrible budget in the era of COVID and economic recovery. And there is going to be an attempt to try to balance the budget on the backs of the union movement and on the backs of working families. And I think that is a very big mistake. And I've been through 25 budgets in my council experience, 12 as a council member, 13 years as a member of the city council central staff. So after 25 budget cycles in the council, I know how to make my presence known. I have a very good relationship with the Speaker of the Council, whom I've known for many years. I know the way City Hall works. That will be my top priority, that the union movement and labor, that the union movement and working families don't suffer, because there's always an attempt to try to balance the budget on the backs of the union movement, on the backs of working families, and I won't let that happen. My second legislative priority will be the way that school governance works now. I don't think school governance works. I think the way we do mayoral control, I think works very well for the mayor. So I think school governance is my second priority. And when I was on the council for 12 years as chairman of the environmental committee, I put thousands and thousands of people to work through my legislative initiatives on growing a green economy. Before I was doing this back in 2001. And doing all kinds of legislative initiatives to green the city and at the same time jobs. A lot of that has to do with buildings and everything that has to do with pollution that comes out of buildings. It'd be a very long story, but there are laws that I passed that are now major industries. And I intend to do more of that and put more union people to work on my green economy.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Number 2.
Oh, those are my 3 priorities.
Yes, we got it. If you miss anything, you can add next question. No problem.
No, I'll make it very shortcut. Okay. This time the ranked choice voting came in, and it is an opportunity for many people to be on the ballot. What is your position on ranked choice voting opportunity and how it can help the minority groups?
Well, certainly I'm for it. I voted for it. The whole idea of ranked choice voting is to give emerging minorities, the ability to have their votes count in such a way that they haven't before. Previously, there would be a host of candidates from, let's say, some emerging minority group. They would split the vote. And ranked choice voting turns that on its head, and it would allow someone who was to emerge from an emerging minority group to pick up votes of others in that minority group, thereby empowering them. So I voted for this, and I think it is an excellent way to sort of level the playing field and to give emerging minorities a greater voice in New York City government.
You have done it for 12 years in the New York City, and you have done a lot of work. What you have done for job creation in your district, if you can help us to understand during these last 12 years?
I'd say where I would put most of my money with regard to growing jobs would be at the at Queens Hospital Center. When I first came on in 2001 and 2002, there was a lot of hospital closures. I lost Parkway Hospital in Forest Hills. This is all the state. We fought it, but we couldn't push back. So I lost Parkway Hospital. I lost St. John's Hospital on Union Turnpike. We lost Mary Immaculate Hospital in Jamaica. And so what I did was put millions and millions and millions of dollars, into the Queens Hospital Center to make sure that all the people who needed the kind of medical care that Queens was becoming kind of like a medical desert. And so I turned to the Queens Hospital Center and helped build the cancer center there and gave them all the technology. And I think that was in my own district. I think that was a very, very big job creator, and also gave a lot of people and a lot of people who were underserved when it came to healthcare, the world-class, cutting edge healthcare that they both needed and deserved.
Thank you. Tamit Bhai. Tamit Bhai, are you ready? Tamit Bhai.
You got 18, 19, 20.
Unmute. Can you unmute, Tamit Bhai?
Yes.
Yes. Ask 18. Sorry, 19. 19. 19. 19.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming to this meeting, first of all, I want to tell you that you mentioned Bangladeshi community. Basically,
Yes.
organization for all Southeast Asian 8 countries. So this is not only Bangladeshi community, it's all South Asian countries.
I do understand that. I do have a particularly close relationship with the Bangladeshi
Right.
community, so I thought that was worth mentioning.
Right. So I have a question for you. 19 or 18, you said?
19.
Okay. I have a question. Do you support mayoral control of New York City schools? And what changes would you make to close the achievements gap of the 1.1 million school children in New York City?
Those are really kind of the same question. I think mayoral control, the way it's currently configured, gives the mayor and the Department of Education, too much power and too much power to make decisions in a way that does not create equality across the board. I think there has to be a lot more engagement of parents and students. And the way this mayor has approached, mayoral control has had the result of shutting out parents, shutting out students, shutting out the UFT, and having the Blasio administration do as it sees fit with regard to education that has not been equitable, and unless we close that achievement gap by changing mayoral control in such a way to empower parents and to empower students, then we're not going to get the educational results that we all want for our children. So I think Mayor de Blasio has dropped the ball on his brand of mayoral control. I do support mayoral control, but not in its current form. It does not sufficiently include parents as part of the equation.
Thank you very much.
That is something that I wish to redress.
Thank you. Sharafuddin Babu. Sharat Bhai.
I think he's out for a second. I think he told me he will be out a few minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. So then we go to